we turn to Saeed Khan. He's Associate Professor of Near East and Asian Studies at Global Ties at Wayne State University. Saeed, great having you. Let's start off with are Iran's military actions sustainable over weeks or maybe months?
This is an open question. Obviously, Iran has been under severe sanctions now for several decades, and the intelligence report doesn't necessarily align with what are Western perceptions of that military capability. I would presume that both Israel and the United States have based their actions on some of these estimates, saying, as particularly Israel has, that they are willing to have a long and sustained conflict, that the current missile salvos that have been targeted toward Israeli positions in Tel Aviv, Haifa, and elsewhere are eventually going to run out. At the same time, there's also reporting that Israel is starting to deplete its defensive missile apparatus at perhaps a higher and more frequent rate than was suspected. So this is going to be really a game of shadow boxing between the two. It probably then also explains why the United States is taking the position that it is, and President Trump is saying that we need to wait for another 2 weeks before he makes a decision on more direct American intervention.
I'd also like to analyze the longer historical perspective from Iran's point of view, especially. How do you see Iran's recent actions fitting in the longer-term strategy of Tehran?
Well, Tehran has been on the receiving end of military intervention going all the way back to 1980. As one of the items on your show, you were speaking to a veteran of the Iran-Iraq War. It's important to remember that that lasted 8 years, led to the loss of 1.5 million lives. And this was at a time when Iran similarly was under tremendous economic and military sanction from various parties around the world, and was also a moment where Iran faced not just Iraq, but Western backing of Iraq. So when it comes to its fortitude, it seems as though there's a calculation that has been made by the leadership that Iran has been through this before, and this is just simply another manifestation of Western action against the Islamic Republic of Iran, and that probably will go a long way in order to galvanize public opinion as well as public resolve moving forward.
I'd like to turn your attention toward national U.S. politics, and what impact do you think this conflict has on Muslim communities in the U.S., and how could they be influencing the U.S. government?
Well, I'm not sure how much the Muslim community right now is able to really influence this particular government on anything. In many ways, we have seen, particularly over the last 20 months, a concerted effort to focus and prioritize what has been going on in Gaza. And it has been seen as rather an exercise in futility, not having moved the needle at all. Iran is perhaps a far more targeted and isolated issue that has to do with geopolitics as opposed to the humanitarian angle that was Gaza. So it remains to be seen, other than the rhetoric and certainly what we're seeing both on social media and in the Muslim community's dialogues and discussions, whether it can really do anything. I think what's more interesting is how this conflict is cleaving a line of division within Trump's own base of support, where you have isolationists who feel betrayed that they are being pulled into yet another war, despite the fact that Trump had campaigned on saying that the U.S. would not intervene in any more conflicts, particularly in the Middle East, and those who seem to be quite earnest in having yet another conflict, particularly as it pertains to theological undertones regarding Israel and Iran.
Saeed Khan, thank you for your insights. Appreciate it.